Let's get started. So we're going to start out coming onto your back, just laying down, bottoms of the feet on the mat, hands come to the belly. Close your eyes, and we're just going to let the hands relax here. Breathe deep. We're going to inhale, let the belly expand underneath your hands. Exhale, let the belly soften toward the spine. Inhale and exhale. Good. Soften the shoulders. So we're going to do some deep stretches, but we want to loosen up the low back a little bit before we do. So we're just going to do a little bit of pelvic tilting. So keep the hands on the belly and just think about the low back lifting off the mat. So you're just tilting the hips so the low back lifts. You might feel a little tightness, that's okay. Just a little bit, not even, maybe even a centimeter. And then we're gonna slide the tailbone down toward the heels and letting the low back touch the mat. So you can barely even see it, but it's there. We're gonna do that a couple more times, lifting that low back off of the mat. And then slowly pressing it into the floor. Good. Feel that nice loosening of the spine. A couple more, breathing in and out. Good. Let's just do one more tilt, nice and slow. And then find your center. Good. Now think about the tailbone sliding down toward the heels. You're going to let the low back press against the floor. So you're feeling that sensation. And then as you're using this to peel the hips off of the mat. Good. We're not going up high, just a little bit. Massaging the spine. We're going to lay the spine down like a row of pearls. Good. Nice and slow. Let's do it again. Slide that tailbone down. Lifting the hips, peeling the spine off of the mat, and then slowly lowering it back down. So we're just gently massaging the spine here. Slowly lift, and slowly lay it back down. One more time. Slowly lift, and then lay it back down. So you can kind of feel that spine loosening up. And then one more, hugging the knees in, rocking from side to side. Good, so that just gives your spine a little massage on that low back. Just a little loosening. You can always do this any time of the day. You can even take the knees and just draw a little circle, one direction and then the other. Making it very useful for just loosening the back nice and gently. And then we'll lower the feet back down. We're going to hug that right knee in to start. Hug it in. So we're just hugging in, getting a little compression into that hip. Good. Straightening into the leg. Press the heel up. Good. Rotate the ankle, one direction and then the other. And then let's point and flex. Good, bend the knee. I'm gonna grab your strap, your belt, or your scarf, any sort of thing like that. I'm gonna just slide the hand up toward the foot as much as you can. You might be able to cap your big toe. If you can, you don't need the strap. The strap can go away. I'm gonna go ahead and use the strap because most people are gonna need that. And the knee, you want it to be straight. A little bend is okay, especially if you're really pressing hard into your low back, hard into the mat. Otherwise, you want to work it towards straight and just let that leg go away from you a little bit if you need to. You don't have to inch it all the way. You can have a lot more space there if you need it. And then we're going to let the arm relax down. Both ends of the strap are in one hand. The other hand comes down. And just let that arm be heavy, like a little weight, counterweight for the hamstring. Press the tailbone down into the mat and hold. Good. Breathe. And we're just feeling that hamstring open up. If the tailbone starts to curl off of the mat, then you know that leg needs to come a little more forward. You want to lengthen the hamstring, not so much the low back. Good, and then we're going to take the leg and lower it out to the right side, nice and slow. Now we don't want the leg to just flop down on the floor. We want it to stay lifted. So you can take that left knee and just lean it over to the left while your right leg teeters over the floor on the right. Very nice, right? Feels good, feeling that inner thigh opening. Good. And then move slow. We're going to move slow so that maybe we can get a little tremor into that inner thigh. That little tremor is just a little stress relieving, letting that psoas release nice and slow. Good. Switch hands. So we're going to switch hands. Bring your right hand down. Press your right heel up. We're going to keep both hips on the mat, but the leg is going to go over to the left. We're just doing a little crossover, getting into that IT band. This is where a lot of my tightness is in my low back. And you can see my hip wants to lift up. I'm going to press it back down so I really stretch into the leg over anything else. And you might feel this in your hip, down your leg, into your calf muscle even. And the more it aches, the more you need it. Back to center. Good. We're going to bend the knee, set the strap aside for the other side. Place your right ankle on your left knee. And then we're just going to hold. Press that right knee away from you. Press it away from you. And then we're going to hug that left knee in. Hug it in. And just relax here. Nice little hip just relax here. Nice little hip opener. Relax the toes. Good. Lower the foot down. Lower the right foot down. And relax here. Good. Left knee hugs in. Just going to hug it in for a moment. Feel the compression in the hip. Nice. Straightening into the leg. Just going to rotate that ankle. One way and then the other. Point and flex. Point and flex. Good. Nice. We're going to bend the knee, grab that strap. Walk that hand up as high as you can comfortably go. Remember, if your low back is pressing too hard into the floor, that leg needs to go further away from you. I like both ends of the strap in one hand. It's really important so that you can soften and relax, let the elbow bend, and be that counterweight for the hamstring. I'm going to have to scoot over just a hair. Relaxing and breathing. And when your arm is just holding and relaxing, then you can let gravity do the work here. And your back is very stable on the floor, so it makes it very nice and not too dangerous for your low back, especially if you have issues. We're going to lower the leg over to the left now. Just let it hover. Remember, the right leg can hover over to the right. Left leg hovers over the floor and over to the left. Getting that beautiful inner thigh to open up. We carry a lot of stress here. So we definitely, if you feel this a lot, it's because we grip when we're stressed. So super slow motion. We're going to bring that leg up to center. Maybe find a little shake in that inner thigh. Little shake. Oh, there it is. Nice little shake. Good. Good. Switching hands. Right hand to the straps, left hand to the floor. Keep pressing that heel up. We're going to bring the leg, just the leg, left hip stays planted, over to the right side. Good. This side's a little tighter for me. I can definitely feel it in my glute, in my hamstring, and in my shin. Breathe. It's okay. And let it ache. It's okay to ache. Let it ache. Nice. And then back to center. Gonna bend the knee, set the strap aside. Don't need it anymore. Gonna press that left knee away from you toward the front of the mat. And then lift the right knee, hugging it in. Opening that hip. Now lifting the foot, lifting that right foot is always optional. If it's a really intense pose with the foot on the floor, then it can stay there. And if you feel tension in the foot, relax the foot. It's easy to bring tension when you don't intend to. Good. Lower the foot down. Lower the left foot down. So for Shavasana today, you want to be very careful. So if your low back is tight, always put something under your knees when you lay flat. So we're going to take a bolster. You can take bolsters, you can take blankets, you can take pillows, it doesn't matter. Anything to support the knees so that your legs are not straight and your low back isn't lifting off of the floor. So we're going to place whatever it is that you want under your knees, under the knees, and then place your feet right on there. We're going to hug the knees in one more time, rock from side to side, and let the low back soften with the massage. Maybe move the knees in a nice little circle, drawing a little circle in the ceiling in one direction and then the other direction. And then find center. We're going to just lower the legs over your pile of stuff. It can be a bolster, it could be blankets, pillows, whatever. If you feel any tightness in your back, then the legs need to come up a little bit higher. And let's start with hands to the belly. Soften the belly. And then bringing arms down by your sides. And just bring your attention to that low back, since we gave it so much attention just now. And using the mind's eye Think about softening right in the middle of the low back. Think of that area softening as you inhale. Feel it expand, and as you exhale, feel it soften for the next few breaths. Now, if you like, you can of course stay right here as long as you would like to. If you're ready to come up, we're going to bend into the knees a little bit more and roll onto one side of your body. Rest here for just a few breaths before sitting up into a nice seated pose. Bringing hands to the knees, grounding into the hip bones. Grounding into the sits bones. Bringing hands to heart center. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me. Namaste.